Students, in last class we have discussed about DNA replication. DNA replication. Here, meaning for DNA replication is the parental DNA produce two identical daughter DNA molecules is called DNA replication. The parental DNA produce two identical daughter DNA molecules is called DNA replication. Here DNA gives rise to DNA is called DNA replication. In equation form, it is also referred as DNA gives rise to DNA, or in another method, this equation form is also called DNA replication. So, the parental DNA produce two identical daughter DNA molecules is called DNA replication. It takes place inside the cell within the nucleus. Replication of DNA takes place inside the cell within the nucleus in the nucleoplasm during S phase of the interphase of a cell cycle. Important. Replication of DNA occurs inside the nucleus within the nucleoplasm during S phase of interphase of the cell cycle. This is because, for example, this is the cell cycle diagram. In the cell cycle diagram, there are two major phases, that is I phase and M phase. Interphase, so mitotic or meiotic phase. Here interphase divided into three subphases like G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. Gap 1 phase, so synthetic phase, so and gap 2 phase. In the G1 phase, to synthesize all the substrates, all the requirements necessary for DNA replication in S phase. For example, formation of DNA nucleotides, synthesis of DNA enzymes, different types of DNA enzymes like DNA polymerase first, DNA polymerase second, DNA polymerase third, DNA ligase with the cofactor of magnesium ions. All these requirements substrates synthesized in the G1 phase. So by using all these substrates, all these requirements in the S phase to undergo DNA replication, to synthesize the daughter DNA molecules. That's why this phase is called synthetic phase or S phase. Because of synthesis of daughter DNA molecules from the parental DNA, it is also referred as synthetic phase, S phase. Then next to the S phase, to continue the G2 phase. So, the replication of DNA occurs in the S phase of interphase of the cell cycle. Very important. It is always bidirectional process. Replication of DNA is never unidirectional, is never multidirectional. It is always unidirectional. It is always bidirectional. Means it occurs in opposite direction. Means from bottom to top and top to bottom, in upper direction and in downward direction. You should remember this statement. The replication of DNA is bidirectional process, because it occurs from bottom to top, means in upper direction, and top to bottom in downward direction in opposite manner. So that replication of DNA is bidirectional process. It is not unidirectional or multi-directional or tri-directional process. Important different types of optionals. So replication of DNA is a bidirectional process and it occurs from 5' to 3' direction. You should remember. Next, I will justify why the DNA is the 5' to 3' direction. Replication of DNA is 5' to 3' direction. I will give the explanation in the procedure of DNA replication. So, the DNA replication is bidirectional and occurs from 5' to 3'. Important in different types of optionals. 3' to 5', 5' to 3', 3' to 3' and 5' to 5'. A replication of DNA is only 5' to 3'. That's why the replication of DNA is the bidirectional and occurs from 5' to 3' direction. Yeah, the mechanism of DNA replication completes in two major steps. The procedure of DNA replication finished in two major steps like unzipping, or unwinding, and formation of new strands. Synthesis of new strands are the two steps of DNA replication. So, the mechanism of DNA replication completed in two steps like unzipping or unwinding and formation or synthesis of new strands. Among them, the first step is the unzipping or unwinding. You should remember the general meaning for unzipping is general meaning. Say, opening of zipping process. For example, if the school bag mouth stitched by zip. Yeah, zip from left hand direction to the right hand direction, left side to right side to close the mouth of the zip. While the pickling of a chip from right hand direction to the left hand direction to open the mouth of the bag. So, the pickling of a chip from right hand direction to the left hand direction to open the mouth of bag. That is unchipping. Like that, the spirally twisted right-handed coil double-stranded DNA molecule unwinding and separating from the two strands due to breaking of hydrogen bonds present between nitrogen bases. That procedure is called unzipping or unwinding. So, the separation of two strands of DNA. You should remember, the separation of two strands of DNA is called unzipping or unwinding. For example, this is one double-stranded DNA. On this double-stranded DNA, the two polynucleotide chains held by nitrogen bases, joined by nitrogen bases by the help of hydrogen bonds, like double bonding between AT and triple bonding between GC or CG. So, this spirally coiled right-hander coil double-stranded DNA gets unwinding and separated to produce separated strands like this. Now, this process is called unzipping. So, the separation of two strands of DNA is called unzipping. It takes place due to breaking of hydrogen bonds. Breaking of hydrogen bonds in between nitrogen bases like adenine and thymine or vice versa, and guanine and cytosine or vice versa. So, due to breaking of hydrogen bonds present between nitrogen bases, two strands get separated. This process is called unchipping or unwinding. In the process of unchipping, very important, listen here, the process of unchipping takes place at specific points. Very important, listen here, the unchipping of DNA never occurs on entire surface of DNA molecule, on full surface, entire surface of DNA molecule. But here, what happens occurs nothing but the unchipping process takes place at particular site of the DNA called ori site. Ori site or initiation point means origin of replication site. Origin of replication site. You should remember, the unchipping process takes place at specific point called ori site or initiation point, beginning point, initiation point. Important. In prokaryotes, DNA containing single ori site, only one ori site, single ori site. For example, E. coli bacteria, Escherichia coli bacteria having single ori site on its DNA surface. While in eukaryotic cells, in eukaryotic DNA, there are many ori sites on the surface of DNA, and from all ori sites, replication or separation or unchipping process occurs in simultaneously. You should remember, in eukaryotic DNA, there are many ori sites. Here the unchipping occurs at a time in simultaneously. Very important. So, in prokaryotic DNA, there is single ori site. In eukaryotic DNA, there are many ori sites. Important. In the process of unchipping, the enzyme called helicase, very important. In the process of unchipping, the enzyme called helicase, very important, or swelase. Well, listen here. In the process of unchipping, the enzyme called helicase or swelase responsible for unchipping of DNA due to breaking of hydrogen bonds present between nitrogen bases. For example, this is linearly arranged double-stranded DNA. Linearly arranged double-stranded DNA in which one strand oriented from 5' to 3'. Another one is oriented from 3' to 5'. Here both strands are held by hydrogen bonds present between nitrogen bases like adenine, thymine, or thymine and adenine, guanine cytosine, or cytosine guanine, or guanine and cytosine, cytosine or guanine, adenine, thymine, adenine, or adenine, thymine, adenine, like this. Yeah, in this linearly oriented DNA strand, one polynucleotide chain is 5' to 3' direction, another one is 3' to 5' in anti-parallel manner and also complementary to each other. Yeah, in this point is the ori site. This is uracil. Now, at the point of uracil, the enzyme called helicase. Enzyme called helicase, responsible for unchipping, means responsible for separation of DNA strands due to breaking of hydrogen bonds present between nitrogen bases. You should remember the statement. Here the helicase enzyme break the hydrogen bonds present between nitrogen bases. Nitrogen bases. This results in, very important, the DNA strands get separated at the point of uracil, like this. You should remember, at the point of uracil, due to helicase enzyme, the two strands are get separated. The two strands are get separated and produce single-stranded DNAs. Two single-stranded DNAs. See, this single-stranded DNA is called DNA template. DNA template. DNA template. Listen here. The unchipping process occurs at specific points called uracils. In eukaryotic cells, there are many uracils. In prokaryotic cells, there is single uracil. At the point of uracil, the enzyme called helicase or swelase get separated the DNA strands, means responsible for unchipping process due to breaking of hydrogen bonds. As a result, the two strands get separated. Such separating single-stranded DNAs, such separated single-stranded DNAs are called DNA templates. DNA templates, they are responsible for formation of new strands, synthesis of new strands. Very important. The function of DNA templates is synthesize the new strands. Very important. Very important. See, this type of unchipped DNA, resemble to Y-shaped structure. See, this separated DNA strands unchipped DNA resemble to Y-shaped structure called replication fork. Replication fork, F-O-R-K. Very important for one more question. Your meaning for replication fork is the unchipped DNA resemble to Y-shaped structure is called replication fork. So each unchipped DNA having two DNA template strands. These DNA template strands responsible for formation of or synthesis of new chains, new strands. Yeah, very important for extra information. SSB, single-stranded binding proteins. Very important. Listen here. After unchipping of DNA, the single-stranded binding protein prevents the reformation of hydrogen bonds. You should remember, means after separation of DNA templates, after formation of DNA templates, due to breaking of hydrogen bonds in presence of helicase enzyme, no further formation of hydrogen bonds. This is because the single-stranded binding protein further prevents the reformation, reunion of nitrogen bonds by, say, nitrogen bases by the hydrogen bonds. So, the single-stranded binding proteins prevents the reunion or reformation of hydrogen bonds. And topoisomerase, that is also one kind of enzyme, whereas in prokaryotes, it is also called gyrase. In prokaryotic DNA, topoisomerase is also called gyrase enzyme, is responsible for creation of a tension from supercoiling. Very important. The topoisomerase enzyme helps in generation of a tension from supercoiling nature of DNA. That is the function of the topoisomerase enzyme or gyrase enzyme. So, a single-stranded binding protein prevents the reformation of hydrogen bonds in unchipping DNA, in separated DNA, and topoisomerase or gyrase enzyme generate tension from the supercoiling nature of DNA. Is the function of SSB and topoisomerase enzyme. Very important. Now, this unchipped process of DNA maintained by a cofactor Mg2 plus ions, magnesium ions in alkaline medium, in basic medium, never in acidic medium. In basic medium, cofactor magnesium salt, magnesium ion responsible for unchipping of DNA, unchipping process of DNA. That is the first step procedure called unchipping DNA or unbinding DNA. So, I can repeat once again. Here, unchipping or unbinding of DNA means the process of separation of DNA strands is called unchipping or unbinding. It takes place due to breaking of hydrogen bonds present between nitrogen bases. The process of unchipping begins at specific point called origin or initiation point, in which the prokaryotic DNA having single origin, eukaryotic DNA having many origins. At the point of origin, the enzymatic helicase responsible for unchipping due to breaking of hydrogen bonds. This results in to produce two separated single-stranded DNAs. Such separated single-stranded DNA are called DNA templates. They are responsible for formation of new DNA strands, synthesis of new DNA strands in presence of magnesium ion at alkaline medium, in alkaline medium or in basic medium. So, here the separated unchipped DNA resemble to letter Y-shaped structure. This is called replication fork. Replication fork. Very important. After unchipped DNA, the single-stranded binding protein prevents the reformation of the hydrogen bonds in between nitrogen bases. And the enzyme called topoisomerase or gyrase in prokaryotic cells. So, topoisomerase enzyme also called gyrase create tension from the supercoiling nature of DNA. So, from all these process, the DNA, the replication of DNA maintain the unchipped DNA or replication fork. So, soon after unchipping or unbinding DNA, very important, to start the formation of new strands, new chains. Yes, students, be concentrated here because this is very complicated explained for understood mechanism. So, the second step is the formation of new strands, new chains, synthesis of new chains, formation of new strands. Listen here. The formation of new strands require a special type of RNA called RNA primer. See, the formation of new chains, new strands require a special type of RNA called RNA primer. RNA primer. For example, in this replication fork, now these are the DNA template strands. That is, one strand is 5' to 3', another one is 3' to 5'. So, on the old DNA templates and the old DNA template strands to go in the synthesis of new strands, so new chains. But very important, here the formation of new chains, new strands need a special type of RNA called RNA primer. Now, these are the RNA primers. In our diagram, this simple box indicates the RNA primers. See, the formation of new strands require a special type of RNA called RNA primer. It is synthesized from the DNA template. Very important. RNA primer is a kind of RNA. Never a separate RNA, new type of RNA. It is a kind of RNA, it is a type of RNA, but short segment of RNA. Approximately in each RNA primer, there are about 10 to 15 RNA nucleotides are there. In each RNA primer, made up of 10 to 15 RNA nucleotides. These RNA nucleotides undergo polymerization, undergo binding. For example, AMP, one type of RNA nucleotide. GMP, a kind of RNA nucleotide. CMP, cytidine monophosphate, and a separate important UMP, uridine monophosphate, are the 4 different types of RNA nucleotides. So, these RNA nucleotides undergo polymerization through phosphodiester bond to form a short piece of RNA called RNA primer. It is catalyzed by RNA primer or synthesis of RNA takes place. Very important. RNA primase enzyme. RNA primase enzyme, or it is also called RNA polymerase enzyme. RNA polymerase. So you should remember the formation of new strands require a special type of RNA segment called RNA primer. It is synthesized from the DNA template, from the old DNA template, from 5' to 3' direction, 5' to 3' direction in presence of RNA primase or RNA polymerase enzyme. Very important. Listen here. For said information, the old DNA template strands not only required for formation of DNA strands, it is also helpful in formation of RNA primer. So, DNA template to produce. Yeah, there are 4 options are there. One is the DNA only. Next one is the RNA only. Next one is the both DNA and RNA. Last one, DNA and proteins. A right option is the DNA and RNA. Listen here. the DNA templates, old DNA templates present in the replication fork responsible for formation of RNA primer and also synthesis of new DNA strands. So, the formation of new strands require a special type of RNA called RNA primer. It is synthesized from DNA template from 5' to 3' direction in presence of RNA primase or RNA polymerase enzyme. Now, very important, on the old DNA templates, to synthesize the new strands by the addition of DNA nucleotides present in the nucleoplasm. You should remember, because entire process of DNA replication takes place within the nucleoplasm, inside the nucleus of a nucleoplasm. For example, this is the nucleus, enlarged nucleus, and within the nucleus, a fluid called nucleoplasm, very important, seed information, also called karyolymph. Nucleoplasm is also called karyolymph. Within the nucleoplasm, see here, there are several DNA nucleotides, number of countless, infinity number of 4 different types of DNA nucleotides. Number is infinity, but types to 4. So, from the nucleoplasm, the DNA nucleotides are collected on the old DNA template strand to synthesize the new strands. Very important. So, on the old DNA template strands, to undergo synthesis of new DNA strands, to undergo formation of new chains, new strands, by the addition of DNA nucleotides present in the nucleoplasm. Very important. But the nucleoplasm contain DNA nucleotides in triphosphate state. Triphosphate condition. You should remember, the nucleoplasm contain DNA nucleotides in the form of triphosphate groups, triphosphate condition, like DATP, DGTP, DCTP and DTTP. You should remember, deoxyadenosine triphosphate, deoxyguanosine triphosphate, deoxycytidine triphosphate and deoxythymidine triphosphate. Very important. So, during DNA replication, the nucleoplasm never contain direct DNA nucleotides like DAMP, DGMP, DCMP, DTMP. But these DNA nucleotides are present in triphosphate condition. Triphosphate condition means each nucleotide containing 3 phosphate groups, 3 phosphate functional groups. So, the DNA nucleotides present in the nucleoplasm of nucleus in triphosphate condition. Very important. At the time of DNA replication, each DNA nucleotide can separate 2 phosphate functional groups. Listen here. Each nucleotide can separate 2 phosphate functional groups. For example, DATP, nothing but deoxyadenosine triphosphate. You should remember this point. Deoxyadenosine triphosphate. But during DNA replication, each DNA nucleotide can separate 2 phosphate groups. two phosphate groups and yield energy, produce energy. This energy consumed by DNA for its replication. Very important for competitive exams. See, each triphosphate of the DNA nucleotide can separate two phosphate functional groups and yield energy, liberate energy. This energy consumed by DNA for its replication. So, the DNA nucleotides present in the nucleoplasm of nucleus in triphosphate condition like DATP, DGTP, DCTP and DTTP. Each DNA nucleotide can separate, each triphosphate DNA nucleotide can separate two phosphate groups and liberate energy, yield energy. This energy consumed by DNA for replication. Very important. Hence, it is clearly known that the DNA cannot depend on mitochondria for its energy requirement. Most important for competitive exams. Andre DNA replication ಆಗುವಾಗ DNA replication ಗೆ DNA ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಗೆ. DNA ರಿಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಆ ರಿಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ DNA ಮೈಟೋಕಾಂಡ್ರಿಯಾ ಮೇಲೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈಫಾಸ್ಫೇಟ್ DNA ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯೋಟೈಡ್ಸ್ ಟೂ ಫಾಸ್ಫೇಟ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಲಿಬರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನ DNA ರಿಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So the triphosphate DNA molecule, the triphosphate each DNA nucleotide can yield two phosphate functional groups and release energy. This liberated energy used by DNA for its replication, so that the DNA replication cannot depend on mitochondria for its energy requirement. Most important. And the deoxyribonucleoside triphosphates. You should remember this wording clearly. The deoxyribonucleoside triphosphates serves as dual functions. Deoxyribonucleoside triphosphates. Nothing but to DATP, DGTP, DCTP, DTTP, commonly called deoxyribonucleoside triphosphates, serves as dual purpose, dual function, means they perform so two functions. Very important. One function is it provides energy for DNA replication, means after conversion of triphosphate molecules, triphosphate nucleotides into monophosphate nucleotides to yield energy. This energy used by DNA for its replication. You should remember this statement clearly. The triphosphate DNA nucleotide converted into monophosphate DNA nucleotide like DAMP, deoxyadenosine monophosphate, by minus subtraction of two phosphate functional groups from the three phosphate functional groups. As a result, energy is yielded. This energy consumed by DNA for the replication. So, first function is the deoxyribonucleoside triphosphates yield energy for the DNA replication, and second function is there are access substrates for DNA replication. So here the triphosphate to DNA nucleotides converted into monophosphate DNA nucleotides. Monophosphate DNA nucleotides after releasing of 2-phosphate functional group. So DATP is converted into DAMP, deoxy monophosphate, and DGTP converted into DGMP, deoxyguanosine monophosphate, and DCTP converted into DCMP, deoxycytidine monophosphate, and DTTP is converted into DTMP, deoxythymidine monophosphate. Now these monophosphate DNA nucleotides functioned as substrates for DNA replication. You should remember, in the formation of new chains on the old DNA templates to add the DNA nucleotides present in the nucleoplasm. But the nucleoplasm containing triphosphato DNA nucleotides. Triphosphato DNA nucleotides like DATP, DGTP, DCTP and DTTP. Yeah, each nucleotide can separate 2-phosphate functional groups, during which energy is yielded. This energy consumed by DNA for their replication. And at the same time, the respective triphosphate DNA nucleotides converted into monophosphate DNA nucleotides. They serve as raw materials for formation of new chains, synthesis of new chains, so that the DNA nucleotides function as dual functional aspects. That is, one is the supplement of energy, second one is the raw materials for formation of new chains, synthesis of new chains. So after conversion of triphosphate DNA nucleotides into monophosphate DNA nucleotides, starts the formation of new chains, synthesis of new chains. So during formation of new strands on the old DNA templates, strands, very important. On one of the old DNA template strands, the addition of DNA nucleotides is continuously towards inner side of the replication form. See here, the new chains, the synthesis of new chains or formation of new chains takes place on the old DNA template strands by the addition of DNA nucleotides. Only after converting them into the monophosphate nucleotides. So here, on one of the old DNA template strand, the addition of DNA nucleotides is continuously, very important, never discontinuously, is continuously towards replication form, towards inner side, from on one end of the RNA primer. See here, on one of the old DNA template strand, the formation of new strand takes place continuously towards inner side of a replication form. Towards inner side of a replication form by the addition of DNA nucleotides from one end of the RNA primer. This continuously synthesized new strand is called leading strand. Very important. Listen here. So after formation of monophosphate DNA nucleotides in the nucleoplasm of nucleus, formation of new strands takes place on the old template strands due to addition of DNA nucleotides. Yeah, and one of the old DNA template, the addition of DNA nucleotides continuously. Towards replication form. Yeah, towards replication fork nothing but towards inner side from one end of the RNA primer. This continuously synthesized new strand is called leading strand. Leading strand. And another old DNA template strand, because each replication fork containing two old DNA template strands. On one of the old DNA template strand, there is continuously formation of a new strand due to addition of DNA nucleotides towards inner side, towards replication fork from one end of the RNA primer. This is called leading strand. And another old DNA template strand, very important, very important, the addition of DNA nucleotides is discontinuous. Addition of DNA nucleotides is discontinuous. See, in another old DNA template strand, the addition of DNA nucleotides is discontinuous. Very important. Towards outside, never towards inner side or towards outer side from the replication fork. This discontinuous strand is called lagging strand. Say, for example, this is an enlarged replication fork. On this enlarged replication fork, one old template strand is the 5' to 3'. Another old template strand is the 3' to 5'. So, on this old DNA template strand, the addition of DNA nucleotides continuously towards inner side from one end of the RNA primer, because already synthesized the RNA primer from the template strand in presence of RNA primase inside. So from one end of the RNA primer there is continuously addition of DNA nucleotides like DAMP, DGMP, DTMP and DCMP by the formation of phosphodiester bond to synthesize the continuously new strand. This continuously synthesized new strand is called leading strand. And an opposite old DNA template strand. Opposite old DNA template strand. Orientation is 3' to 5'. 3' to 5'. Already synthesized the RNA primers from the RNA primase enzyme. So, in between RNA primer, there is discontinuous addition of DNA nucleotides. In between RNA primers, to fill the DNA nucleotides. As a result, this strand is not a continuous strand. This is discontinuous strand. Why it is a discontinuous strand? Nothing but it is interrupted by presence of RNA primers. You should remember this statement. See, on the opposite old strand, the new strand is synthesized due to interruption of RNA primers, number of RNA primers. So, it is not a continuous. It is a discontinuous strand due to presence of RNA primers. Now, such a type of discontinuous strand is called lagging strand. Lagging. Lagging means interrupted. Nothing but absent. Absent. So, in between, listen here, some DNA segments, there is presence of RNA strands. There is presence of special type of RNA that is called RNA primer. So, in the lagging strand, there is RNA primer with the DNA segment. RNA primer, DNA segment. That's why it is a discontinuous strand. Such a discontinuous strand is named as lagging strand. Very, very important. So, on opposite old template strand, Listen here. It is very difficult to understand too easily. See, an opposite to old strand, old template strand. The addition of DNA nucleotides is discontinuously. Such a discontinuous strand is called lagging strand due to presence of RNA primers. And say, in the lagging strand, the single-stranded DNA pieces. Now, this is DNA segmento, this is DNA segmento, this is DNA segmento, except boxes. Here, boxes are the RNA primers. So, in between boxes are the DNA segments. So, listen here, RNA primer with DNA segmento collectively called as lagging strand. Say, RNA primer with the DNA segmento. DNA piece collectively called lagging strand. And important, each single stranded DNA segment in the lagging strand. Each single stranded to DNA. Very important for one more question on the CET NEET examination information. Each single stranded DNA segment in the lagging strand is called Okazaki fragment. Okazaki fragment. Listen here. Because lagging strand is formed by combination of RNA primers with DNA segments. The DNA segments of lagging strand is called Okazaki fragment. After discovery of scientist Robert Okazaki, such a single-stranded DNA segments present in the lagging strand are called Okazaki fragments. So, here one CET or NEET information question. Okazaki fragments are. Listen here. Okazaki fragments are dsDNA molecules. dsRNA molecules, dsRNA molecules, SSO DNA molecules, and ssRNA molecules. Okazaki fragments are double-stranded DNA molecules, double-stranded RNA molecules, single-stranded DNA molecules, and single-stranded RNA molecules. Your right option is the single-stranded DNA segments. This is because in the lagging strand, in between RNA primers, there is single-stranded DNA segment. Such single-stranded DNA segment of the lagging strand are called Okazaki fragments. Important. Now, in the lagging strand, RNA primers are removed. RNA primers are replaced. Very important. Listen here. RNA primers are replaced and gaps were filled by DNA nucleotides by DNA polymerase first enzyme. You should remember this statement. Listen here. RNA primers are the lagging strand replaced and gaps were filled by DNA nucleotides in presence of DNA polymerase first. DNA polymerase first. Enzyme function is it replaces the RNA primer and gaps filled by DNA nucleotides. But I forgotten this statement. Listen here. In the lagging strand and in the leading strand. Say, in the leading strand and in the lagging strand. In continuous strand and in discontinuous strand. The addition of DNA nucleotides takes place in the presence of DNA polymerase first enzyme. Sorry, DNA polymerase third enzyme. Very important. On one of the old template stand, the addition of DNA nucleotides so continuously from one end of the RNA primer towards inner side of the replication fork. On another old template stand, the addition of DNA nucleotides is continuous due to presence of RNA primer. But anyhow, formation of continuous strand and formation of lagging strand catalyzed by an enzyme called DNA polymerase third enzyme. Because this DNA polymerase third enzyme, very important, responsible for formation of phosphodiester bond. Formation of phosphodiester bond in between phosphate and sugar moiety. See here, these are the different types of DNA nucleotides. For example, this is adenosine monophosphate, deoxyadenosine monophosphate, and this is deoxycytidine monophosphate nucleotide. So, in between one nucleotide to another nucleotide from 3' to 4' chain, 3' to 4' direction is the formation of phosphoester bond. Phosphoester bond. In next phosphoester bond, one more phosphate bond is there. Phosphoester bond is there. Collectively called phosphodiester bond. So, here the formation of phosphoester bond in between sugar and phosphate functional groups of the successive DNA nucleotides takes place in the presence of DNA polymerase third enzyme. So, by the polymerization of successive DNA nucleotides with the help of phosphodiester bonds in presence of DNA polymerase third enzyme to form the new strands. So, here the formation of new strands, that is continuous strand or leading strand or lagging strand, takes place in presence of DNA polymerase third enzyme, because it helps in formation of phosphoester bond in between sugar and phosphate moiety of phosphate functional groups of the backbones of DNA, as a result to synthesize the leading and the lagging strand, continuous strand and discontinuous strand. Later, in the discontinuous strand, lagging strand, RNA primers are removed, RNA polymerase or RNA primers are replaced. Gaps were filled by DNA nucleotides. For example, in the zoom diagram of replication fork, this is RNA primer and this is DNA segment or Okazaki fragment, and this is RNA primer and this is Okazaki fragment. So, in this zone, leading or lagging strand, RNA primers are replaced and gaps were filled by DNA nucleotides in presence of DNA polymerase first enzyme. Very important. For this reason, DNA polymerase first is commonly called DNA repair enzyme. DNA repair enzyme. This is because RNA primers are replaced and gaps were filled by, repaired by DNA nucleotides in presence of DNA polymerase first enzyme. So the DNA polymerase first is also called DNA repair enzyme. Very important. After this, the Okazaki fragments joined end to end in presence of DNA ligase enzyme. Say, RNA primers are removed and gaps are filled by DNA nucleotides in presence of DNA polymerase first enzyme. Whereas the DNA ligase enzyme stitches join the Okazaki fragments. As a result, to form a newly synthesized strand, chain from 5' to 3' direction. Very important. So, in the formation of new chains, in the synthesis of new chains, listen here. On one of the old template strand, the addition of DNA nucleotides is continuous. On one of the old DNA template strand, the addition of DNA nucleotides is continuous from one end of the RNA primer towards inner side of the replication fold. And on another old DNA template strand, addition of DNA nucleotides is discontinuous due to presence of RNA primers. This discontinuous strand is called lagging strand and continuous strand is called leading strand. Here both strands takes place in presence of DNA polymerase third enzyme because it is responsible for formation of phosphodiester bond. And at the same time, in the lagging strand, each single-stranded DNA segment is called Okazaki fragment after discovery of Okazaki. And in the lagging strand, in the discontinuous strand, RNA primers are replaced and gaps were filled by DNA nucleotides in presence of DNA polymerase first enzyme. Later on, the Okazaki fragments joined end to end, stitches end to end in presence of DNA ligase enzyme to produce a new strand or a new chain. So, after formation of new chains, new strands on the old DNA template strands, listen here, one strand orientation is upward direction. One strand means the leading strand formation from bottom to top direction in 5' to 3'. On the 3' to 5' directed DNA old template strand, formation of continuous strand, leading strand is opposite direction, 5' to 3', from bottom to top in upper direction. On old template strand, on the old template strand, the formation of lagging strand takes place from top to bottom. That is also 5' to 3'. On 3' to 4' directed old template strand. So here, the replication of DNA takes place in both upward and downward direction, in opposite manner. Hence, replication of DNA is bidirectional process. Bidirectional process, and it is always 5' to 3'. Already in the introduction of DNA replication, I was told to you replication of DNA is bidirectional and 5' to 3' direction because here the formation of new chains, so new strands on the old template strands occurs only 5' to 3' direction. So, after completion of DNA replication, to produce new strands and one parental DNA produce two daughter DNA molecules. See here, each daughter DNA molecule again coiled towards to the right hand direction, again coiled towards to the clockwise direction in presence of Windase enzyme. Windase enzyme to produce two daughter DNA molecules. For example, this is one replication form, Y-shaped replication form. On this Y-shaped replication form, there are two old DNA template strands. In each old DNA template strands, one is the 5' to 3' direction, another one is the 3' to 5' direction. Now these are the template strands, old template strands. On the old template strands, the synthesis of new chains takes place like this. from 5 dash to 3 dash direction in upward direction. And at the same time, another old template stand, on the another old template stand, the formation of lagging stand or discontinuous stand takes place from 5 dash to 3 dash direction, like this. So, here the leading stand takes place. Formation of leading stand takes place from bottom to top. And the formation of lagging stand takes place from top to bottom. Top to bottom. As a result, to produce two daughter DNA molecules. Two daughter DNA molecules. In each daughter DNA molecule, very important, listen here. In each daughter DNA molecule, one is the parental strand, one is the old strand, one is the template strand, old strand, that is receiving from the parental DNA. And another one is the newly synthesized strand. Listen here, one DNA molecule, one parental DNA molecule produce two daughter DNA molecules. Two identical daughter DNA molecules. See here. In each daughter DNA molecule, one is old strand, that is template strand, and another one is the new strand. Another one is the new strand, that is leading and lagging strand. So, one parental DNA produce two daughter DNA molecules. And in the each daughter DNA molecule, one is the old strand, another one is the new strand. Hence, this kind of DNA replication is called semi-conservative method of DNA replication. Very important, very important for 5 mark question. See, why? The DNA replication is also called semi-conservative method of replication, nothing but one parental DNA produces two daughter DNA molecules. In each daughter DNA molecule, one strand is old, another one is new. Means, in each daughter DNA molecule, 50% is old and 50% is new. Means, half percent is old, half percent is new. See, here half percent is also called semi, never full, semi. Conservative means to protect the old strand, to conserve the old strand. For example, conservation of soil, protection of soil, conservation of water, protection of water, like this. So here, the parental DNA directly, one strand of the parental DNA directly transfers to one of the daughter DNA molecule. And another strand is completely new strand. So, half of the DNA, half of the daughter DNA is the old strand and half of the daughter DNA is the new strand. So that the DNA replication is called semi-conservative method of DNA replication. It was experimentally proved by Michelson and Stahl, S-T-H-A-L. In next class, I will give the procedure for Michelson and Stahl experiment, why the DNA replication is always semi-conservative method. So, Michelson and Stahl scientists proved that replication of DNA is semi-conservative method, because in the daughter DNA molecule, in each daughter DNA molecule, half of the strand is the parental strand, old strand, and half of the strand is new strand. So that it is called semi-conservative method of DNA replication. The experiment procedure for Michelson and Stahl experiment I will be continuing in next class.